What if I told you that right now, today, thousands of Americans are at risk of losing something they believe is permanent, protected, and untouchable? Not their homes, not their jobs, their United States citizenship. You heard that correctly. The document you carry, the passport in your drawer, the identity you built your entire future around. It can be taken away. And the most terrifying part? Most people have absolutely no idea how it happens or whether it could happen to them. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 real, legal, and documented reasons the United States government can strip away your citizenship. Some of these will shock you, some will surprise you, and at least one of them is probably something you have never considered before. Stay with me until the very end, because the final reason on this list is the one that catches people completely off guard. This is not fear-mongering. This is the truth that every green card holder, every naturalized citizen, and every person waiting on immigration approval absolutely needs to hear. Welcome back to Global Updates 24. I'm so glad you're here today because this topic is one of the most important, most misunderstood, and most emotionally charged conversations happening in the immigration world right now. If you are new to this channel, welcome. We are a community of people who believe that knowledge is power, especially when it comes to immigration, citizenship, visas, and the policies that shape millions of lives every single day. If no one has told you this before, let me say it clearly. You deserve accurate information, delivered with respect and without panic. Before we dive in, if this kind of content helps you stay informed and feel confident about your immigration journey, please hit that subscribe button right now. We publish updates every single day, and missing even one video could mean missing something that directly affects your case. Hit like if you want to support this channel and help other families find this information. And please share this video with anyone you know who holds U.S. citizenship or is working toward it. You might be doing them the biggest favor of their life. Now, let's talk about what every citizen and every aspiring citizen needs to know. Most people who become U.S. citizens feel an incredible sense of security afterward. And honestly, they should. Citizenship in the United States is one of the most powerful legal statuses in the world. It opens doors, creates stability, and represents years of hard work, sacrifice, and patience. But here is what the government does not always make clear. Citizenship is not completely bulletproof. There are very specific, very serious circumstances under which the United States can legally review, challenge, and in some cases remove someone's citizenship entirely. Now, before you panic, I need you to hear this carefully. These situations are rare. They do not happen to ordinary people living ordinary lives, but they are real, and they are happening right now to real people in federal courts across the country. There are 2 groups of U.S. citizens, those born here and those who earn citizenship through naturalization. For people born in the United States, their citizenship is extremely strong and deeply protected under the Constitution. But for naturalized citizens, there is a detailed record of applications, interviews, and documents. And if something in that record turns out to be wrong, especially if it was intentionally wrong, the government has the legal authority to go back and review it. That is where our 5 reasons begin. The first reason is actually not scary at all because it is completely personal and entirely your choice. It is called renunciation, and it means voluntarily giving up your U.S. citizenship. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone do that? The answer surprises a lot of people. Some individuals live permanently in another country and feel completely settled there. Others are high earners who renounce to simplify complicated international tax situations. Some do it for deep personal or political reasons that they feel very strongly about. Whatever the reason, the process is very formal. It cannot happen by accident. It cannot happen because you moved abroad or because you posted something emotional on social media. Renunciation requires you to physically appear at a U.S. embassy or consulate outside of the country. You sign detailed legal paperwork. You take a sworn oath confirming you understand exactly what you are doing. You pay a significant fee. And once it is done, it is permanent. There is no reversing it. After renunciation, you lose the right to vote in U.S. elections. You lose automatic entry into the United States. If you ever want to visit in the future, you may need a visa, just like any foreign national. I want to say this clearly so there is no confusion. Simply living abroad does not cause this. Having dual citizenship does not cause this. Staying overseas for years does not cause this. Renunciation happens only when a person specifically chooses it and completes the full legal process. This is the reason that is making headlines right now, and it is the one that is sending fear through immigrant communities across the country. So I'm going to take this slowly and explain it very carefully. The legal term is denaturalization, and it refers to the government's ability to remove citizenship from someone who obtained it through fraud or misrepresentation. Let me be precise about what that means, because this is where a lot of people make assumptions that cause unnecessary panic. Denaturalization does not happen because you made an honest mistake on a form. It does not happen because your English was limited and you misunderstood a question. It does not happen because you forgot a date or used a slightly different version of your name. Denaturalization happens when there is evidence of intentional, deliberate deception. Things like using a completely different identity, hiding a serious criminal history, lying about involvement in violent organizations, providing false information that was directly central to the decision to approve the application in the first place. When the government believes this has happened, it does not act quietly or quickly. The case goes to federal court. The person receives full legal notification. They have the right to know the charges, the right to respond, the right to be represented by an attorney, and the right to appeal decisions. This is not a fast process. It can take years. Here is the part that many people do not know. There is no time limit. If the government discovers evidence of serious fraud 20 years after someone became a citizen, they still have the authority to open a case. That sounds alarming. But remember what triggers these investigations: clear, documented, intentional deception. Not confusion, not error, not honest mistakes made by someone trying their best. If you went through your immigration process honestly, answered truthfully, showed your real documents, and told the truth in your interviews, then this situation is not for you. This one surprises people, and it sometimes generates fear in communities that simply do not understand what it actually means. In very specific and very extreme circumstances, citizenship can be challenged if someone becomes involved with an organization whose goals involve overthrowing, harming, or working against the United States government. I want to be absolutely clear about what this does not include. It does not include having strong political opinions. It does not include being a member of a religious organization. It does not include cultural groups, activist groups, or community organizations that advocate for change. It does not include criticizing the government, attending protests, or expressing disagreement with policies. What it does include are extreme situations where someone has joined a known terrorist organization worked directly for a hostile foreign government, or participated in armed movements with the explicit goal of destroying U.S. institutions. When situations like that arise, the government may look back at the person's oath of allegiance, the promise they made when they became a citizen, and question whether that promise was ever sincere. There is even a legal window where behavior within the first few years after naturalization can be used as evidence of what someone intended when they originally applied. But again, this applies to a small number of extreme documented cases. Normal citizens, immigrants building their lives, people with strong cultural identities and family ties to their home countries. None of these situations bring anyone close to this category. Millions of Americans hold 2 passports today, and for most of them, that is completely fine. The United States does allow dual citizenship, and simply having it does not place anyone at risk. You can travel to your home country, renew your foreign passport, vote in some foreign elections, and maintain deep cultural and family connections, all without threatening your U.S. citizenship. However, there are rare situations where dual citizenship becomes legally complicated. These usually involve taking a senior official role in a foreign government or signing documents that explicitly declare exclusive allegiance to another nation in a way that formally rejects U.S. loyalty. For example, if someone becomes a high-ranking minister in a foreign government that openly conflicts with U.S. interests, or if someone signs an oath that literally states they are abandoning their American identity as a legal matter, the government may review whether their U.S. citizenship should remain valid. Even in those situations, nothing happens automatically. There is an analysis process. There are questions asked. There is legal review. And there are rights available to the person throughout. The central question in every one of these situations is intention. Did the person mean to formally abandon their U.S. citizenship? In most cases, the answer is clearly no, and the citizenship remains intact. If you hold dual citizenship, this is not a reason to panic. Travel, study, work, care for your family, honor your heritage. The law is not designed to punish people for maintaining connections to where they came from. It is designed to address very specific formal actions that directly contradict the oath someone made. This is the most extreme, the most serious, and the rarest reason on our entire list. And it is the one that generates the most dramatic headlines and the most misplaced fear. In very limited circumstances, a person can face both criminal charges and the possible loss of citizenship if they actively work as a spy for an enemy government, provide military support to a nation at war with the United States, or commit an act of treason against the country. These cases are not everyday occurrences. They are the subject of major federal investigations. They involve classified evidence, long legal battles, multiple appeals, and decisions reviewed by federal judges at the highest levels. Nothing happens secretly. Nothing happens overnight. Every single step of the process involves rights, representation, and review. I want to name something that many people confuse with treason because the confusion itself creates unnecessary fear. Studying abroad is not treason. Having strong opinions about foreign policy is not treason. Sending money to family in another country is not treason. Feeling emotionally connected to your home country is not treason. Criticizing U.S. government decisions is absolutely not treason. Treason involves deliberate, documented actions with the intent to harm the United States. It is investigated carefully, proven rigorously, and handled with full legal process before any citizenship decision is ever made. Most people watching this video will go through their entire lives without ever hearing the word treason applied to anything near them. The law exists because every country protects itself, but it is not a weapon aimed at ordinary citizens just trying to live their lives. Now that we have covered the 5 reasons citizenship can be lost, let's take a moment to talk about something that affects far more people on a daily basis: the ongoing reality of immigration processing, visa applications, and the emotional weight that comes with waiting. Across multiple categories, USCIS continues to work through significant backlogs that have built up over several years. Some categories are moving faster than people expected. Others remain frustratingly slow. Employment-based applications in certain offices have seen improvements. Family-based petitions in high-volume regions are still delayed. Neither situation means your case is forgotten or in trouble. It usually means the local office is processing thousands of files simultaneously, and each one requires careful review. If your case status says actively being reviewed, that is not a warning sign. It is simply your place in the queue. If you have seen no updates in months, that is frustrating and exhausting, but it is also normal. The most helpful thing you can do right now is keep your documents organized, monitor your online account regularly, and respond immediately if USCIS requests additional evidence. For work visa applicants, categories like H-1B and L-1 remain highly requested. Premium processing can significantly speed things up when it is available. For students on F-1 visas, the most important thing is maintaining full enrollment, following your program rules, and staying in close contact with your school's International Student Office. For families navigating green card processing, the emotional stakes are incredibly high. Processing times depend on category, country of origin, and office location. Priority dates move forward, and sometimes they move backward. When that happens, it can feel devastating. But movement in the system does not mean the end of your dream. It means the timeline has shifted, and patience remains your greatest tool. And for anyone facing an upcoming interview, I want to say this directly. Interviews are not designed to trap you. They exist to confirm information and ensure records are consistent. Officers ask about your relationship, your work, your history, and your daily life. Honesty is always the safest foundation. If you genuinely do not remember something, say that calmly and clearly. It is far better than guessing. Let's bring everything together. U.S. citizenship is powerful. It is meaningful. It is deeply protective. And yes, there are 5 very specific situations where it can be challenged or removed. But as we have seen today, those situations are rare. They involve clear intent and serious deception, and they are handled carefully through long legal processes, not rumors, not assumptions, and not fear. For most people, people who followed the rules, told the truth, and built their lives honestly, citizenship is secure. Awareness is valuable. Panic is not necessary. And for those of you still on your immigration journey, still waiting for approvals, still navigating the system, your story matters. Your patience matters. Your perseverance matters. Millions of people have walked this road before you, waited longer than they expected, and still reached the outcome they were working toward. Stay informed, stay organized, stay truthful, and be patient with yourself through every step of this process. That is everything for today's update here on Global Updates 24. If this video gave you clarity, if it helped you feel more informed and more confident about your citizenship or your immigration journey, then our mission today is complete. Please take 2 seconds right now and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Every single day, we bring you immigration updates, visa news, policy changes, and the real information that affects real families around the world. You do not want to miss a single episode. Hit the like button if today's video was helpful. It tells us to keep creating content like this, and it helps other people in this community find the information they need. And share this video. Send it to a friend, a family member, a colleague who is going through the immigration process right now. You might be sharing something that genuinely changes their path. Drop your questions, your experiences, or your thoughts in the comments below. This community is built on real people sharing real stories, and your voice absolutely belongs here. I'm grateful you spent this time with us today. Stay hopeful, stay prepared, and we will see you in the next update right here on Global Updates 24.